What are you most looking forward to in the NFL?
You know, just going in there and be able to, you know, take a team to the next level in any way I can, you know, and be a part of a team and, you know, make those close friendships again.
So tell me about yourself. Who is Creed Humphrey?
I grew up, born and raised from Shawnee, Oklahoma. It's about 40 minutes east of OU's campus. So I grew up a lifelong OU fan. My grandpa had season tickets, so I'd go to those games with him all the time. When I got to fourth grade, I started playing tackle football, and that's when I really fell in love with football. I grew up in a wrestling family. My dad wrestled in college for UCO, Central Oklahoma, and Edmond. He was a three-time All-American there, so he made me and my brother get into wrestling too. I was wrestling at 4 years old. I mean, I was wrestling when I could walk. I think that plays a big part in my game, to be honest, just how I use my body and leverage and everything. But yeah, I grew up wrestling my entire life, so that's really my second sport that I really enjoy.
Creed Humphrey is a center from Oklahoma. Whenever I watch his film, every time he run blocks, he's in this position, running his feet. It's hard to find a weakness for Creed. He does almost everything well. What I like about him is his ability in the run game to reach block, to back block, to get the linebacker. He seems to do it all in this offense.
Yeah, there's not a block that Creed really can't make. Was coached really well by Coach Bill Bedenbow, a good friend of mine down in Oklahoma, who's tremendous developer, coaches the heck out of these guys, coaches them hard, but shows them that, you know, he really cares about them, so they'll run through a wall for him.
All right, let's get to this first play here. So what makes you so unique, in my opinion, at center, is that you can make a plethora of blocks. You make all sorts of blocks, right? We're gonna see a back block here, which is a huge part of the GT scheme you guys are, right? Guard and tackle pulls, your number one favorite play. So you're gonna have a back block here, and watch him be able to kind of wrestle with that guy. See right there, the little wrestling background? As this guy comes in there, you slide your hips in. What are you trying to do on this play, and how much did your wrestling background kind of help you in these blocks?
Yeah, you know, like you said, I was short on that first step, and at that point I knew I had to be able to get my hips in between him and the hole. So definitely wrestling has helped me with that, you know, just with the torque I have on his upper body, the leverage I can get with that inside hand, be able to really extend that and be able to get my hips through on that. That was huge for me with wrestling. And that's, yeah, what's really helped me with these block backs especially is wrestling.
How much pride do you take in being the anchor of an offensive line like this?
Oh, a ton. You know, this offensive line here won the Joe Moore, and, you know, that just speaks volumes to me. You know, I could help everybody communicate. You know, I was able to keep everybody on the same page. You know, we had a ton of talent on the offensive line. All four of them got drafted that year within the first 4 rounds. So they had, you know, we had a ton of talent. And it was, you know, just the Joe Moore meant so much to me just because it showed me that I was able to communicate well with those guys.
Let's talk about the Joe Moore Award, because I am a voting member of that award. I love that award. It's fantastic. It's kind of maybe hard to explain to people what it actually means to win an offensive line award as a unit. I know it was a goal of yours. Baker Mayfield called us out the year before because we didn't give it to you guys.
Yeah.
So like heading into that year, was that like you guys say like, hey man, we're going to win this award because it means so much to us?
Oh, definitely. You know, that's an award that, you know, I think is so awesome just because the voting committee, you know, has so many former offensive linemen, so you know that they know what they're talking about when, you know, they're breaking down film and they're actually seeing the right thing. So I think that's awesome for us. And that was a big goal of ours that season. You know, we knew we had the talent and the players to get that award, and that was kind of a big goal for us as an offensive line.
The thing that I like about Creed, though, is how cerebral he is. He can install an offense, install a play like he was an offensive coordinator. And that's important because when you're talking about a center and an elite thinker, you got to know the big picture of how everything fits into the grand scheme. And Creed is able to do that kind of out of his sleep. You know, if we talk about some of the only, I would say, area for improvement that Creed probably needs at this point is just to kind of be aware of more things crossing his face on games that come from distance, really. Yeah. Anything that comes from space that isn't up on the line of scrimmage. And a lot
drifts a little bit too much.
Just a little bit.
You got to highlight one negative play. Your play is too good. We're going to highlight one here.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to whiff on this play.
Yeah. I hate whiffing on this type of stuff. You know, and we knew the blitz was coming. You know, they gave us this look. We knew exactly what was coming. I just set too wide on it. That's what happened. You know, I should have stayed more inside. Kind of had that inside hand on that nose crossing my face for that right guard, and stay there a little bit longer. And I got a little bit too overzealous and got outside a little bit.
His feet are so good and his recovery is so good, he always finds his way back into position to get just enough of the guy where it doesn't become a detriment.
After your bowl game, you come out to Dallas, start working with Duke. Why did you choose to work with Duke?
You know, I wanted to be able to keep working on my craft as an offensive lineman. You know, I didn't want to just go and learn a 40 for 3 months and not really be able to keep expanding my game. So that was a big thing for me. Just coming down here, working technique with Duke, getting on the board, things like that, watching film still, expanding my knowledge and, you know, being able to work on technique. That was big for me.
Offensive line is a position of 5. What mentality do you need to play this position?
You know, everybody's got to be on the same page. At OU, we always said 1 for 5 and 5 for 1. You know, that's how it was. It was always, you have to be on the exact same page. You have to have great communication every single play. And that's really the mentality you have to have. You just, got to be ready to go kick some butt every single play with 5 guys.
What does it mean to be an offensive lineman?
Selfless person. You know, you're not going to get the glory, and that's never going to happen. And, you know, you got to be fine with that, which I am. You know, I don't mind that at all. I just like going out there and being able to help the team produce. So that's really the main thing about it, and then just also being tough.